What I'm going to do today, got all my distribution done, everything's good. We had a little Amy incident yesterday, and I held my cards close to my chest because I didn't know if the young lady who engineered this thing wanted her identity to be totally known, but apparently she went over there and snatched Amy up symbolically and everything, and so that cat's out of the bag, so I can talk freely and tell you exactly what occurred. And I'm going to show you what psychosis looks like. Okay? This video may be a little long. If you'll notice, when the video started, there were some pictures. Okay, of course, the first thing out of Amy's mouth was that all the pictures that were shown were photoshopped. Now, the pictures that you see on this video are what I took as screenshots on my iPhone. Okay, on my iPhone. As this girl got to the location where Amy was at, and she saw the gathering. There was 4 people around. There was Amy, naturally, excuse me, and Johnny, and he was there naturally. And there was a black man with a blue shirt on. Now, apparently, the black man with the blue shirt was telling Amy, you cannot come into the homeless shelter with your cell phone and film anything. I would like to point out, by the way, there was no camera crew. It was no camera crew. There was no boss, Gene, producer. He was there. There's somebody named Gina. But that's not a camera crew. Let me explain to you what a camera crew looks like, and then we'll proceed with the video. Back in the day, we at WeirdWorks down in Berry Creek had some film that we had obtained, that we owned, of an actual terrorist blowing himself up by accident on the way to blow up a mall. And it came to the attention of the History Channel out in Burbank, who wanted to use the film and do a story on it for a show called Shockwave. Now, I don't know if that's up in archive still, it's been years ago, but if you look up Shockwave, blow up bomb, Afghanistan, whatever, it may still be up. That's us. So, we struck a deal, and they paid us money to use the film, and they wanted to interview people and everything. So they came to Austin. They came to Berry Creek. Now, these people did not roll up in a van or a taxi cab. They rolled up with something called an Inchon truck, which is, imagine something the size of a UPS truck with a satellite dish on top. And it took them more than a full minute to get all the equipment out to set up on the back porch and the golf course to interview Mike and myself and Jackie and everything like that, and then they got the full film, and they had to cut some of the stuff out because the Afghan kids were using the guy's head for a soccer ball, and it was all over, and they didn't want to show that. But we talked, and you would be amazed how much machinery and trouble it is to get 15 minutes film. It took all day. Jackie ordered tacos. I mean, it took all day. This is not what rolled up yesterday in front of that homeless shelter. I'll assure you, this is not what happened. This was Amy panhandling, going in. This was her big deal, and we're going to talk about that too in a minute and everything. She got shown the door, and when Our Lady walked up on her, I guess the man that run the place was out there explaining the law to her, which they protect the homeless. And he said, people who are down and out and they're trying to get a bowl of soup and maybe a floor to sleep, whatever, I don't know. But you don't want people walking up on you, oh, are you homeless? How do you feel? You don't want that. I mean, you're already down on your damn luck. Anyway, and another thing I'd like to put to rest, nobody was stalking Amy. You know why Amy was there? Now, she said she had a job, first day on the job, big contract, okay, that was all a ruse. She had a boyfriend named Stephen Steele, okay? And as she pointed out, he disappeared a year and a half ago. The good old boys got him. He's probably dead. Well, apparently, Stephen popped out of nowhere, and Amy was communicating with this entity on Facebook. Naturally, she accused him of stealing all of her money and everything. He apparently stole $100,000 from her in pawn stuff. 75,000 her mother had proof of with pawn ticket. Blah 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 blah. Now I want you to notice that while he was stealing $100,000, I was stealing $300,000 in goods, and the woman in Michigan was stealing $200,000 in goods. And I've heard there's somebody else down in Houston that stole. So apparently Amy was carrying around $1 million in stuff in a truck, dotting all over the country, and everybody was stealing from her. She dropped a couple $100,000 off here, $75,000 here, $200,000 up here and everything, and everybody was ripping her off. Again, my friends, do the statistics, okay? Do the statistics. Bill Gates don't act like that, right? But anyway, the entity on Facebook told Amy he had drawn $5,000 out of his ATM. Really? Anyway, and he had to meet her somewhere to give her this $5,000. And she wore out horses to get down to this homeless shelter where she said she had a contract to film. She didn't file any paperwork, didn't notify the homeless shelter. I'm going to go there. None of this was done. Okay. But she wore out horses to get down there. She wasn't being stalked. She was running for the money. That's what Amy was doing. Well, she got down there thinking she's supposed to be fatter, dumb, and happy, and everything. And instead of Stephen waiting on her with $5,000, our gal Sal was waiting down there with an iPhone, okay, which she filmed and did a live feed, and that live feed is what I screenshotted. By the way, I don't have to tell you I don't have a full Photoshop on my iPhone, so I can't make people fatter, thinner, clearer. In fact, I've deliberately put some of these pictures up that are out of focus at the first of this video to show you just how messed up some of the pictures were. But you can tell that Amy is not 135 pounds. It's apparent. Okay. Anyway, she gets called out, and she comes up. She's calling people and she put up a video last night, and I know I probably don't have the video because I went to the entity's Facebook page and told it that I had nothing against it, and he called me Santa Man, and I said, that's good, okay, and everything. And if you ever drop by, we cook steaks together and all that kind of stuff. Well, here comes Amy Sharon. First time in years that she's ever communicated with me directly. And I challenged her. I said, I can't remember exactly how I phrased it, but about the same thing I said in the first of this video. What were you doing, carrying $1 million around your purse? I thought I was supposed to be the main thief here, and I stole all the money. Now you say Stephen stole it, and a woman up in Michigan stole it. Hey, I'm a writer. I like publicity. I'm mad. I'm mad. You know, if you can say somebody stole from me, make me. I'm telling. I did it. I stole $1 million. You know. Immediately, she realized that I was Billy White, or Billy White was Wilbur Witt, which shows how dumb she truly is. And I was blocked. I mean, immediately her stuff disappeared on my screen. Now everything else was there. Well, here comes some supporters from her, and I don't remember these people's names. One of them came on and hit Stephen with, "Look at the kind of people you're friends with," and blah 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 blah. She said something, and I can't remember. See, after my granddaughter was doing good last night, Puck was doing okay. She got new medication, and we didn't have to stay up all night. And so at that point, so. I remember everything I did, but I just don't remember how I did it. And anyway, I challenged her, and it was some detail that she said, and I just made a liar out of her. Boom, she's gone. And here comes, I remember this girl's name, I call her Biker Woman, because at one point I told the Stephen entity, you come up here, don't worry about Amy, I'm going to take care of Amy. I am going to take care of Amy. I'm taking care of her right now. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of Amy right here, all right? That sounds like a threat to me. And I came back and I said, well, unfortunately, in the state of Texas, sounding like a threat's not a crime. Okay. Well, you damaged my sister. I know bikers. I sent her a picture of the Texas militia who are friends of mine, and she went away. So that was three birds with one stone. Amy, other girl, and Bacawong, period. Then Amy had found herself into I don't know, Walmart or not Kmart, we don't have them, but a store pushing a basket. She was looking over her shoulder, very rattled, gasping for breath. Somebody farted behind her, and she like to jump in the basket. I mean, it was really bad. And then she said that she was there first day on the job, and this crazy woman showed up with partially bleached blonde hair and everything. I'm not gonna show the woman's face. It's her private property. She is a Mexican girl with all of the Mexican features and beautiful, beautiful brownish blackish hair. Okay, period. Now, that's what you got. Then she waved a contract. Now I want to show y'all something right here real fast, friends and neighbors. This is a piece of paper here. All right, read that. That's what you got. That's what you got when she waived her contract. Now, unfortunately, I can freeze frame or screenshot and freeze frame on the iPhone, which I did, and I got this picture right here. Now, you look at the top, you see the clear print where it's a pre-printed form, okay? It's a pre-printed form, and the top is either nothing's filled in, or it's blurry, or it's pencil. It's just something. It's not real. It could be a food stamp application. Could be anything. And again, I'm going to tell you, when you film something like that, we had documents, and they were contracts. They weren't one page, okay, that we signed. That once we did this History Channel show, for a certain period of time, we no longer owned that film, the rights to it. They did until they decided to let go. Okay. Also, something that we signed was the check. They gave us a check for several $1,000s ahead of the filming. They didn't pay us behind the filming. Here's the contract. You're going to do this job. Here's your money, which seals the deal. You've accepted money to do this job. Amy did not waive a check. She did not have any money. She had $1 because we sent her $1 the night before to make sure, we could get through to her. And she spent the $1. So there we go. At any rate, she traced all around that store, nervous and this and that. And then she says that Facebook has taken all of her stuff down and this and that. All right. What she's doing is she's spamming. I had the same problem with, I've got a huge number of people on Facebook that want me to private message every article every day to them, okay? I don't know what the number is, but they have an algorithm, and it's not evil Facebook, it's just something they do. It might be 25 or 30 or 50, I don't know. But at some point, when you're sending the same thing to several people, it'll come back and say there's no connection, please restart. And you'll usually get a message and you have to re-sign into your Facebook. They don't put you in Facebook jail. They shut your happy ass down, and you got to go through all these gyrations to get back on. Well, I figured it out, and I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. When I write an article, like today's article is called Tidbits. Okay, and when I went down through my subscribers, I pick only the people who would be interested in that particular article. In other words, I was going to put a segment from my book Sharing Up, which is a religious book. If I had have done that, I have a friend in England, Peter Eckers, who's an atheist. Okay, I don't send him religious tracts. I send him political tracts. Okay, now I have Terry, who's a preacher down in Houston, and naturally he gets all the religious stuff. And then I have like one of our writers, Chappie Gypsy, is a militiaman, and he's a chaplain, so he gets religious articles, and he gets like Tidbits today because it's all patriotic stuff supporting Trump and that kind of thing. So he gets that. That way I can make sure that everybody gets what they want to read, and I don't have to restart my damn phone. That's what's happening to Amy. That's what's happening to Amy. She goes madly through all the groups. She can't post the groups anymore because they banned her and blocked her. Okay, but she goes madly through pushing this agenda to whomever. And yeah, they shut her down. they shut her down. When she's on there ranting and raving on her live feed, she gets shut. She admits now. She says she's not homeless. She's living very well and everything, but then she admits to some friends that she's got a Wi-Fi problem. Okay, she's telling other people, by the way, that Our Lady was accompanied by a Middle Eastern-looking man who was unzipping his fly and playing with his pants and filming her, and her bodyguard Johnny, and the camera crew, the cameraman and everything. But you know what? The cameraman never took any pictures of the man. Think about that. Never took any pictures of the man. Nor did Amy. No pictures have come out of any of those departments. Do the math. Basically, Amy's game has run cold. She will continue to lie. She will continue to lie. Okay? She is completely in left field. She's looking over her shoulder now. If we were stalking her, we would have followed her to where she lives. She came to us. We didn't come to her. She came to us, and Our Lady was simply waiting there. She didn't leave when she left the location, she got on a train and went to her house. She did not stalk Amy. Okay? Amy's game is gone. It's run cold. And now, the people who support Amy, who are watching me right now, okay, you need to question what you're seeing. All I've told you are simple facts. Amy came there thinking she was going to be paid off by Stephen Steele. That never happened. Amy said she had a big contract to film a national TV show at a homeless shelter. That was not true. There's no paperwork. There was nothing. Amy says that Facebook is truncating all of her stuff because she's been red flagged and everything. No, she's just tripping off algorithms. Okay. Amy says that her pictures have been photoshopped and everything. Just look at the pictures here. They're exactly what I took with my iPhone, the same one I'm using right here and everything. That is the way Amy Sharon truly looks. Okay. That's the way she really looks. She is close to 200 or in excess of 200 pounds. She has, even with the blurry shots, you can see the chin. You can see the chin, okay? Of course, now when she ended up in the store, then we were back to this, and she knows her good side, But when you get her dead on out under a tree in Houston and everything, then you see what she truly looks like. You people who are following her need to back up and take a look. Nobody has threatened Amy. I said, I will take care of Amy. I'm doing that right now. I'm taking care of Amy. I'm in that. Okay. All right. That's about all that for this. Okay. Pup, tell them what you know.
Get your phone out of my face.